Hunter x Hunter is by far one of my favorite animes, and a big reason why is the power system known as Nen. Now, I can't and won't go into the complexities of Nen in this video because there's enough info there for a whole other video. But something Nen users are able to do is create Nen contracts, which self-imposes limitations upon the users in exchange for massive power. The most well-known of these, of course, is Kurapika's chain jail, which creates an unbreakable chain that completely cuts off the victim's ability to move or use Nen. But he can only use it on members of the crime organization known as the Phantom Troop, and if he were to use it on anyone else, his heart will be pierced and he will die. But that is not the contract we are talking about today. Today we are talking about the contract that changes Gon to the adult form. Now, from here on, we are going to be there's going to be spoilers for the Chimera Ant arc. So if you don't want one of the best arcs in anime history spoiled, please watch that first. In Gon's quest to find his father Ging, he encounters Ging's student Kite, a cold-calculated, extremely strong Nen user with the ability Lucky Slots, a Nen item shaped like a clown head that has an attitude, and it gives him a roulette of super unique weapons at random. Kite has been hired by the Kakin Empire to do an ecological research, during which he found the arm of a Chimera Ant queen washed up on the shore. The Chimera ants are a species of ultra-dangerous large ants who feed their queen different species to gain advantages of their prey, i.e. the wings of a bird, the claws of a tiger, the shells of a crab, etc., etc., etc. And they are from the Dark Continent, a continent full of vast treasure and deadly creatures. And Kite is tasked with finding the origin of this arm. Going against his better judgment, he decides to bring along Gon and Killua to the NGL, where they believe that these ants have gone. Upon arrival in the NGL, they are met with a trail of dead bodies, and that leads them to a factory that is producing guns and drugs. And this is where they make first contact with the Chimera ants, and they are completely shocked when they see that the Chimera ants can speak English, which means they have probably integrated humans into their diet for the first time ever. After dispatching the ants at this factory, the trio makes their way towards the ants' nests, when out of nowhere, Kite feels a very heavy, purely evil aura, and he screams for Gon and Killua to run away. But before anybody can react, a white blur as fast as lightning slices right through Kite's right arm, and we are met with a feminine human-like creature with cat ears and a tail named Neferpitu, or Pitu for short. Gon being the headstrong knucklehead that he is, he wants to stay and help Kite fight, but Killua, who understands the gravity of this situation, knocks Gon out and takes him and runs. Kite tries his best to hold back Pitu, but with only one arm, he is no match and he's killed by the ant almost effortlessly. This is Gon's first real interaction with death, and he feels as if it's his fault, as Kite was immediately put at a disadvantage because he was protecting Gon and Killua, and Gon vows to avenge him by any means necessary. Gon and Killua enter a month straight of training after they were told they were too weak to help. Unfortunately, due to Gon's fight with Knuckle before this, he is unable to use his Nen because Knuckle possesses ability that's able to suppress Nen for long periods of time. But after they train for a month straight, Gon and Killua sneak back into the NGL and attempt to join the fight and avenge Kite. At least Gon is. Killua is more so just supporting his friend and going along with him in case anything were to go wrong. In this re-entry, it's very apparent that Gon has changed. He's a man driven by pure hate and rage, which is a very far leap from his normal bubbly, happy self. And after making their way to the castle, they finally find Pitu, who's trying to save a child that has formed a very unusual friendship with the Ants King. Pitu begs them to let them finish saving the child. And this is where Gon's remaining empathy is used. He allows Pitu to finish saving the child, and saying afterwards he is going to force them to save Kite. The aura Gon gives off while waiting for Pitu is dark and unforgiving, and this is where Pitu finally feels fear for the first time in their very short life. After Pito saves the kid, Gon instructs Pito to follow him. Gon takes Pito to the room where Kite's soulless corpse is being used like a puppet and demands that Pito fixes Kite. Pito, after a long second, informs Gon that Kite can't be fixed and he is dead. And this is what pushes Gon past the point of no return. And while Pito goes to threaten Gon's life, saying that they are going to kill him, Gon forms the Nen contract within himself. Gon's Nen contract ages him to peak physical state and gives him the power level as if he did nothing but train to that point. And presumably, just going off of basic human anatomy, it probably ages him up roughly 13 years, which means he gains 113,958 hours of the absolute most intense, rigorous training instantly, resulting in a nearly godlike presence from him. And in exchange, Gon gives up his potential, which means after this fight, Gon is as good as dead no matter how the fight turns out. He will be lost to time. No more Nen, no more physical prowess, no mental prowess, and that is just it. Gon directs Pito outside so they can fight uninterrupted. And while they're walking, Pito realizes that they are dead. This is it. This kid has advanced to something far beyond what they thought was possible. In an attempt to avoid the fate that is put before him, Pito tries to surprise attack Gon, who effortlessly stops it, and begins a completely one-sided beating that literally leaves the ant an unrecognizable stain on the dirt. And that just further emphasizes the message of the arc that human resistance is one of the strongest forces in the universe, and that is later echoed in Netero's fight against the king. But that is for another video. So my kings, queens, and emperors, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this has gained you a better understanding of the contract that Gon made. And, of course, the real question is Gon stronger than the king? And the answer to that question, we don't have, honestly. But, judging by Pito's reaction, Gon probably measures up pretty strong to the King of Ants, Meruem. And after 113,000 hours of the most non-stop training, I would expect nothing less. Gon was already a substantially strong Nen user as a child, so to do nothing but train for over a decade straight would make him a godlike force. And I truly believe that if it came down to it and Gon had the motivation that he did against Pito, Gon would be able to kill Meruem. The state of adult Gon is a force like we have not seen before in Hunter x Hunter. And so, I would like you to tell me your opinions on Gon versus Meruem. Please, in the comments, tell me who you think would win between Meruem and adult Gon. And we may come back to this in another video and break down what you guys have said. If you guys make me change my opinion, I will happily tell you. But I think adult Gon is probably the strongest force, even in the Dark Continent arc we may have seen so far. And granted, we do know that we are getting roughly another 20 chapters, so that could change as we see Ging step up and probably have an actual fight. That may completely change our opinion and may raise the power scale that we know currently. But only time will tell. And so please stay tuned for more videos regarding Hunter x Hunter and other animes and whatever the fuck else I want to make. But we are going to get on out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a good rest of your night. Bye-bye.